All right, what's going on, everybody? The Iceman here on this Sunday, Wrestlemania Day. We have some really good two college basketball games going on today. Louisville going up against Michigan State, and later on Duke against Gonzaga. I'm picking Louisville and Gonzaga. All right, now it's WrestleMania weekend, and there's a lot of rumors flying about. Um, we saw a pretty darn good Hall of Fame last night. I think the segments that caught my eye was Alonda Blaze or Medusa Michelli, whichever you call her. Um, I think she was very legitimate, and I really loved her segment there, and this was one of the things that were really great last night. Also, with Dana Helwig, they called her Dana Warrior about the Connor Michalik Award, Connor the Crusher, who passed away last year. And of course, Connor's dad was on there. And I think he was in a situation where he was unfamiliar with, and you could tell he was really nervous. But that was a great segment as well. And of course, Kevin Nash, got the crowd pretty much into it at the very end of the show. And we can't take away from the Macho Man Randy Savage as well either. But overall, it was a good night at the Hall of Fame. I would say that the inductors actually spent maybe sometimes too much time for their inductees. But in any event, it's WrestleMania weekend, and it went a little over than what it was supposed to, but it was very good as well. So today we got WrestleMania coming up in about, well, you get the pre-show probably coming up in about less than a little over 2 hours, and so it should be pretty interesting there as well. And like I said, there's a lot of rumors flying about. Let's face it, it's Mania weekend. There's going to be some last minute changes. I think last night, one thing that stood out for me, and it was very early on the show at the Hall of Fame with Rikishi and whatnot, when he was mentioning his heritage and whatnot, and they mentioned Roman Reigns, and the fans booed him. I thought that was very unclassy. I thought that it was something that was just, it should never have been done. Everybody's booing somebody that is put in a situation where he wasn't put there on his own. He was put there by the WWE. And so obviously there's probably going to be a lot of last minute changes to WrestleMania tonight. But anyway, moving forward, there's a lot of wrestling news that you really can't take seriously. A lot of things you could take with a grain of salt. Daniel Bryan had put up a post about unifying the titles, which would be the U.S. and Intercontinental belts, which I think would be totally stupid because that's another belt that's gone from the WWE unless they added another belt. And then he was also talking about possibly facing Brock Lesnar down the road for the Intercontinental title if he indeed wins and if Brock Lesnar indeed loses at Mania. So these are the things that get put out there that makes us wrestling fans sort of think, what's going to happen here tonight at Mania. I think obviously a lot of this has to do with the WWE. I think they put feelers out there. They put rumors out there to make us all wonder what exactly could happen. And they want us to think that, well, geez, maybe this is going to happen instead of this. And this is the whole point why these rumors are put out there to catch everybody off guard and make us really wonder what's actually going to happen at WrestleMania tonight. Um, is the show predictable? In a sense, some of the matches are, and some of the matches aren't. And as far as the WWE World Heavyweight title goes, I think it's very unpredictable because there's too many things that could happen, and there's too many things that could happen at the very last minute. Obviously, people were predicting a Seth Rollins cash in tonight. And that would be if Roman Reigns had won the title from Brock Lesnar. I personally would like to see Rollins cash in if Lesnar won the title. But again, we don't know whether Reigns is going to turn heel Lesnar's going to turn face. We really don't know anything. All we know is what we read here on the internet. And obviously, as we all know, everything we read is like 50-50. It could go either way. So I'm looking forward to tonight's WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to the ladder match. I'm looking forward to Cena and Rusev. I'm looking forward to Sting and Triple H, as well as the WWE World Heavyweight title with the champion Brock Lesnar going up against Roman Reigns. The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, I'm not so much into, because honestly, I really don't care who wins this match. Because if the Undertaker wins, to me, it just doesn't make too much sense. I would think that Bray Wyatt would have to come out on top of this if he's going to replace The Undertaker when The Undertaker is gone. And obviously, we haven't seen The Undertaker for a year now. So, I mean, really, is it relevant? No, I don't think so. If The Undertaker's streak wasn't ended by Lesnar last year, this match would be relevant. But obviously, since he lost, it's really not relevant whatsoever. I think possibly we may see Miz and Sandow get added to the WrestleMania card. I think that's probably one of the reasons why they put the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on the pre-show, because I think there's going to be something interesting going on with Miz and Sandow. And if they do get a one-on-one match on the actual WrestleMania card, look for Mizdow or Sandow, whatever, to go over on the Miz. And you got to give Miz a lot of credit these last months for actually really getting Sandow or Mizdow, whichever you want to call them, really popular with the fans. So that's pretty cool as well. The Divas, Paige and AJ against Nikki and Brie, really I could care less about, but I do think something big will happen tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. I think there's going to be some major surprises tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. I have no clue what they might be. I know what I wish they would be, but we'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, so we got WrestleMania coming up in the pre-show in a couple hours, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be another long night of wrestling, as it was last night watching the Hall of Fame. Honestly, I thought the Hall of Fame was just a little too long. But like I said, there were some very, very good segments. And, I got to give Daniel Bryan credit as well, as far as talking about Conor Michalik and whatnot. And you could see him holding back tears in his eyes. He said he put his hands in his pocket to really control his emotions. That was a very, very touching moment, a very eye-watering moment here in the Hall of Fame. But I really love the Alondra Blaze segment. Blaze segment. I thought it was great. Medusa Michelli. I loved it. I loved how she said how Eric Bishop called her and said, "We wanted to do this segment. We want you to throw the WWE or WWF Women's title in the trash." And it was cool. She got paid a lot of money. As far as the Bushwhackers go, Butch and Luke, I do think that segment went a little too long. I think they dragged it out. And this was one of the things early on in the Hall of Fame. A lot of these segments were longer than I expected, as was Larry Zbyszko's as well. But in any event, it is WrestleMania weekend, so you can sort of like overlook all these things and see what happens. So on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel, I'm looking to do a review tonight after Mania, if anyone's interested. So, like I said, we'll just wait and see what develops here tonight. Again, Duke Gonzaga today, and Michigan State up against Louisville. Let's go Louisville. Let's go Gonzaga. We'll see you next time here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. And peace out, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.